Alright, welcome back to D&D. So, last time we played was the Halloween special, where you had just gotten back to Vaxball after a long adventure in Talva, which was exactly why I then had you go on another weird adventure that sent you maybe far into the future of Vaxball in the world, where everything had gone horribly wrong, and the sun was going out, and radiation was everywhere. Not that you are aware of what that is, at least your characters. And you eventually found a armored warrior riding a dragon who seemed to be aware of who the crossblades were, and then breathed fire on you, at which point you woke up in the streets of Axball, having only been asleep for a few minutes.
Hopefully none of us can taste pennies. Or whatever the ionization symptom is.
Well,
Um,
hopefully not.
let's go back to the Windsong Manor.
All right.
Yep, let's go do that.
Well, funny enough, you've actually only been gone for
3 years.
well, in real life, yes. Out of game, like in the game itself, I think you've been gone about a month.
3 years.
So,
All that time underground was a month?
well, that and other things, but yeah.
You say so.
So, you are there upon the streets of Vaxfall. The members of the Crossblades, as well as your half-elven cursed rogue who you were attempting to assist, as well as an ostrich.
Oh yeah, never forget Mr. Ostrich.
Okay.
Also, what's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't remember. Jeremy, what was your ostrich's name?
Charlie.
Charlie, that's right.
Charlie. Okay. All is well with the world. We got Charlie's name back. All right. Windsong Manor.
Everything's been safe in the stables at Windsong Manor.
So we need to petition for leniency, I suppose. Also,
Yeah. We should probably get back home.
ask Carter Webb to help us set that up.
Oh, let's find out if anything has happened while we've been gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Might be petition for further leniency. I don't know. Depending on what's happened while we're gone. And whether they can pin it on us or not. What did we do again that we need leniency for?
she was murdered a member of the Order of the Yard by accident while escaping arrest, and she was a grave robber because her life sucked.
Family, like, thingy happened. I can't remember.
Her parents were
She-
killed by
She was
pirates.
a noble. She was from a noble family, and what happened?
Her parents were killed by pirates.
Okay.
We killed her.
No, we
She's
did
a
not.
grave robber.
We explicitly did not.
We stopped
Okay.
her robbery,
Oh,
and we were good,
Trying
and
to-
we didn't-
this was the person that we imprisoned and that we were calling along for a while? Is that...
Yes.
Yeah, she tried to make a run for it, and then
Eventually, she gave up and agreed to try to mend her ways, it seems. And she has been helpful.
But we have to turn her over.
Well, we
Mhm.
need to make sure they're not going to execute her first. Graham is going to claim religious grounds because affairs of life and death are literally his job.
Okay.
Specifically, crimes of life and death. But that also means we have to let the Order of the Yard know. We have to let the dwarves that put out the hit know and get all that arranged.
yep. That means we have to convince Gale and the dwarves. Oof.
All right. But you would like to head back to the manor house first?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the
Alright.
thought.
Well, the streets are more snow-covered. Less traffic out on the actual streets themselves, but you're able to make your way down the cobblestone roads before eventually, about 45 minutes of a trek to arrive back at Windsong Manor. The manor house doesn't look too different, except now it has a nice coating of snow across the roof, across the yard itself, lining the top of the wall that surrounds it. The gate is shut but unlocked.
Going through the front.
All right.
Yep.
You enter through the front of the gate into the yard itself. The fountain has been drained of water. It is the little kind of stable you had put by. Just has a nice sheet of snow upon it. Graham, you do notice that there is a horse skeleton that has been plopped out front in front of the stable that has been bleached and has just got a bunch of snow upon it.
How's it going,
Right.
Zors?
Here lies Zors.
The skull kind of flops over.
I'll get him up later. He's tired.
As you enter into the front, you are immediately hit with the just warmth from a nice fireplace that exists within the manor house itself.
Hooray.
Should be a little more snowy, but you also can smell a kind of nice meal being cooked. Smells more fish than anything else. You suspect maybe some kind of fish, possibly from a fishmonger, as is typically where it is acquired from.
My God.
But you notice in the chair facing the fire the sleeping form of Carter Webb. He has a blanket over his lap and a just kind of hands splayed out, and you can hear him gently snoring.
Graham will try to walk toward the kitchen quietly to not wake him yet.
Okay. Inside the kitchen, you can see Jackson and Johnny, and they're cooking some food.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's back. You've been gone a while.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting couple of weeks.
Well, you're not dead, so always a benefit.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Carter Webb's got he's been handling most of the administrative work. We've been helping him out. I guess there's some messages that came in for you.
Boy, better look into those. We're going to have to send out some missives as well.
People would like them to draw him a bath, please. It occurs to me that I have not bathed in at least 6 weeks, or possibly 6 years. This is the first time this has occurred to me.
Okay.
A wealthy landowner with a house and a fireplace, I think I should have a bath then.
Well, we don't have a bath here. You'd have to go to, one of the saunas.
Nonsense! Draw me a bath!
Graham borrows a sketch pad, draws him a bath.
There you go, Fiffle. Graham took care of it for us.
All right. Well, so much for bathing.
I mean, we got the thing for water for the horses. If you'd like, we could fill that up and, warm the water.
That's outside.
Yeah?
All right. Phil starts making notes for a bathtub.
The gang invents indoor plumbing.
If you'd like, we could order a bathtub and get it put in the basement, be the best spot for it. I mean, we could convert some of that into a, personal sauna.
Sounds fun, but maybe put a pin in that till we figure out ins and outs of revenue and obligations and such not.
All right. Well,
Graham's not paying attention. Piffle's like,
all right. Well, anyway, let's see here. Letters for you. All right. So he kind of heads to a countertop and rifles through some papers. All right. You got a summon to the sea tower.
Oh, good. Does it say why?
Oh, we didn't read it. It just said a summons to the sea tower, and then the actual contents. I didn't pop it open. It's your letter. I may have been a former pirate, but I don't tamper with the mail.
Let's read this.
Yeah, might as well check it out.
The wax seal on the front is the family crest of the Groven family, so you can tell this came from the Duke. As you pop it open, the letter itself isn't very long. It merely says, "Please come to the Sea Tower, present this letter when you get a chance. We understand that you are not always available. So this is an open offer to arrive at the Sea Tower when it is convenient, as soon as possible."
All right. Sounds like a thing to take care of, especially given our other business.
Let's see here. Jackson rifles through some more papers. You've got a message, let's see here. Royce Prescott wishes to speak with you.
Do we remember that name?
I do. He's known as the Shark.
Hmm.
If you'd like, I
Out of
can.
character. What's that mean to us out of character?
You've never heard this name before.
Okay.
Although, if you'd like, make a history check.
I can make a history check. Time to roll a 4.
14.
A 6.
The Shark.
That's an insight, dude.
Oh.
Third
Jackson
time's the
is
charm.
telling the
28.
truth. All right.
Here, help you
Okay,
out.
the Shark.
I did my good deed of the day.
The Shark is generally a nickname known for people who deal with boats in the ocean. Generally, you would expect to see somebody like who is a sailor or a pirate or somebody who adventures. Maybe occasionally a lawyer would have a name like that, but you're generally like more leaning towards that name being applied to people who utilize violence on the open oceans.
Interesting.
So we're all sharks. Technically, how we started.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, the boat's ready. We managed to finish getting that, repaired, so that's good to use anytime you want.
Good work.
Haven't gotten it, we haven't gotten any weapons on it. We could get some. We could get something put on it. Scorpions, catapults, something like that. I actually know a guy who's got a few cannons available. Most of them have been snapped up for the war, but
Yeah, how's that going? We've been underground for almost a month.
so far, not particularly exciting as it is winter, but it is progressing as it progresses. I think everybody's kind of locked down for the most part. There's been a few slaughters here or there. There's that one village that got raided. That's the one where the Count of Drindir's nephew got hung.
Interesting.
Or his cousin. I don't know. The point of the story is the kid is dead.
That's what's important. We know what sides people are shaking out on?
Yeah, more or less. Let's see here. So, we took a few notes down here. So, the Duke is supporting himself. Countess Pressler of Talva is supporting the Duke. Count Winterheart of Elsie. This is leaning towards supporting the Duke, being a little reluctant to provide full support. Count Vale of Kirog, leaning towards the Duke. His daughter is the head of the Order of the Tower, so as long as she's in that position, he is going to be supporting the Duke. All right. Anyway, let's see here. Count Spar of Drindir. Guess what? Not supporting the Duke. Countess Underlake of Silsanus. Also not supporting the Duke. Is allied with Drindir. Then we have the Count Thrassen of Asari Dry. Also not supporting the Duke. And Count Venric of Vosk and Countess Ironforged of Hemgalore are remaining neutral and have not chosen a side.
Lovely.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, and Otto, you're the bar across the street's done, and we've been running it for you.
Nice.
Let's see here. He takes a bag of gold and he hands Otto.
Hey, sorry, I just got back. I had to get the door real fast.
Otto, your bar has had its first month open and it has turned a profit.
Hooray!
45 gold.
Nice.
Hooray! Is that after we paid like whatever is due for the?
Yep.
Very nice.
45 is my net, and then how much did we take off of from the loan? I think the loan was 3,000.
You are paying. You had 100 payments, so it was 30 gold a month. So
Okay.
99 payments remaining.
Hooray!
Amortized user.
Cool. So 45.
All right. So, do you want to speak with Prescott first? Because I can go get him. He's not that far away. Or do you want to go speak with the Duke first?
Speaking
I
with
feel
the...
like-
Sorry, what? Go
I
ahead.
feel like we should just get Prescott done because I feel like the talk with the Duke is going to be more in-depth and longer.
Okay,
That's just personal opinion.
I'm down with that.
All right. Jimmy, go get Prescott. Jimmy kind of just puts on a thick fur coat and like a big hat that kind of just like too big for his head, and pulls on these like big woolen boots and kind of trudges out into the winter.
Just disappears like it's the thing.
He'll be fine. He doesn't need a guideline.
What's really great, I went to update my gold and it wasn't updating, so I just kept pushing it over and over, and I was at one point like at 1.7 million gold.
It's a lot of gold.
You might be skimming a little off the top of that tavern operation, but can't be sure.
All right. Takes about 30 minutes. Eventually, Jimmy trudges back in. And following behind him, you see Royce the Shark Prescott. He has a kind of long otter oiled cloak, like a thick great jacket. He's got a tricorn on his head. He has a patch over one eye and a peg leg. He's got a long black beard that has been kind of like braided going down the front. And he comes in. You lot are the adventuring guild known as the Crossblades.
And that'd be us. Nice to meet you.
Yep.
All right. So, do you know who I am?
I heard you by reputation, but I'd like to hear it from the man himself, if you would.
I am Royce Prescott, known as the Shark, and I am a lawyer.
A lawyer.
Dun dun dun. I feel like that's something Jackson or Jimmy would do from the background.
All right. Anyway, I here represent the Pirate King, Drazen Stormhammer, who has unfortunately passed away, and I'm here to read the last will and testament from him.
Interesting.
He pulls out a thick sheet of vellum. If ye be reading this, then I have sunk into the bottom of the seas and sailed the dead ocean, dancing between the calms of Jordir and the gales of Rygar. In all me years on the ocean, plundering and pirating, none have been able to catch or best me, with one exception. In my youth, the Crossblades stopped me cold and kept me from taking the treasure ship of Queen Ophelia. For that, the guild has my eternal respect. And so I grant to thee the entirety of me treasure that I've earned sailing the seas. I have no aim to make it easy for you, so if you must follow me maps and clues as is traditional to find me treasure, and I shall be blue and bloated with bilge and brine, me body picked clean by crabs and harpies, and the souls of dead sailors before me before I let that barnacle-coated sea dog, Booth Braxton, lay a single wretched claw upon me gold.
I like that the crossblade stopping him has turned into eternal respect and not eternal desire for vengeance. Although
It's a
I'm a
lot
little
better
bit
than a
suspicious.
right. It's a lot better than a revenant chasing us, right?
Yeah.
Well then, that's the will. So he's left you the entirety of your fortune. He's was a dwarf, so he spent quite a number of centuries sailing the seas. I should warn you, due to some unfortunate investments that did not pan out, it has reduced his entire fortune down to a rather measly sum of mere 5,000 gold.
Extremely measly. How does hidden treasure depreciate exactly?
That we buried an Ethereum miner.
Is it like a hidden shoebox full of stock certificates, or like
No, this
is he
is
pirated?
this is all his just coinage and gems and jewels and maybe magic items. I don't know for certain, but what I do know is that you can hold it in your hands, and that's better than some.
I hear that.
So where do we start?
He pulls out another vellum sheet. This is a map. It will take you to where you need to look first. My understanding is there's going to be a bit of competition, though, as the new pirate admiral Braxton Booth has been looking for that treasure for a bit of time now, and unfortunately, as it turns out, pirates aren't much for respecting the wills and testaments of others, so you may have to deal with them.
Do I get a sense that somebody might be eavesdropping right now?
Make a perception check.
Can I do an insight on this situation as well?
Yes.
Give me a second on my perception because the thing is scrolling very slowly.
All right, Graham, what are you trying to get an idea of from this person?
Does this kind of seem like, for lack of a better word, on the level, like the reading of the will isn't just like a setup?
With that 19 insight, you get the feeling that this guy is not trying to deceive you anyway. When he pulled out the will, you could see his eyes scanning the pages as he was reading it. Otto, you don't perceive anybody listening, and although Carter Webb has woken up when Prescott entered in.
Howdy. One more thing. Can I do a history check on the new Pirate King Braxton?
Yes, you can.
29, that's better.
All right. So let's see here. Braxton.
Can I say, while he does that, I'm going to check outside the door, very quietly, quickly.
Okay. All right. Let me go take a little looks here. All right. So Braxton Booth is. Yes, thank you. Hold on one second. My notes are loading up.
No rush.
It feels slow. It feels very slow today.
Yeah, Roll20 has gotten kind of weird.
Okay.
It was never the Ferrari of online gaming, but it has gotten noticeably kind of clunkier.
All right. Well, so Braxton Booth is the head of the Free Sailors Alliance, which is a group of pirates based out of Pearl Island. He has, for much you know, been able to become the pirate admiral and uniting the various pirate captains together under his banner through a series of mostly just killing anybody who opposes him, also through rumors of blackmail, bribes, and just generally being very good at his job. He uses the ship the Bloody Dagger, which is known to be a very fast, very dangerous pirate ship. It is enchanted with a magic that brings in a thick fog when it's around, so it's able to kind of sneak in and attack ships and sneak away generally without being seen, or at least not seen too much. So many sailors and ships will be very cautious when they see like clouds and fog appearing. There are rumors that he has a sea witch as his right hand. But mostly you know that there hasn't really been a pirate admiral since about 60 years ago when the Free Sailors Alliance under the pirate admiral previously attacked Vaxball, and is kind of what put the last nail in the coffin, almost, for the Crossblades, as the remaining Crossblade members in Vaxball died, with the exception of Carter Webb himself. The previous admiral was known as Dragon Eye, as he had a big yellow eye, suspected because he was a sorcerer, possibly with draconic magic. Possibly it was just a wound that healed incorrectly. No one was really sure. He was a very mysterious person.
As you do. Well, that's something to be following up on. Thank you kindly, Mr. Shark.
He takes off his hat, kind of, all right, well, I'll be off. He hands over the will and testament. You make sure you have the map.
Yep. I did check outside too, by the way.
Yep. You did not see anybody outside. You just see the two tracks from Jimmy and Prescott. Jimmy's you can sort of see mixed among yours. Prescott's a little easier as he has a peg leg, so you look for.
We're looking for an umbrella.
But you did not see anybody outside the manor that you would suspect to be suspicious. You see a few people kind of wandering by, but they're just general foot traffic.
Well, that's one thing on the books. How you doing, Mr. Webb?
Graham, good to see you again. You've been gone a while.
Yeah, we had a very interesting time under Talva.
That's the understatement of the year.
Huh. Well, you're not dead, so that's always a benefit.
That's
We
just
came
what
close
Jimmy was
many
saying.
times. Many times.
Well, happy to fill you in over dinner. Is there anything you need a quick hand in? Kind of looks to Jackson and Jimmy and Carter.
Well, we've been fine. We've got the money you've been putting in here that's keeping us afloat. No worries about food or anything of that nature. And as long as I got firewood, I'm happy. And of course, we've been taking advantage of the fact that we don't get taxed.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt, does it?
Is there anything we can do to help, like, I don't know, develop, like, the amount of income that they're getting, like, while we're out?
We got the bar going. Graham wants to open up an official Shrine of Eidos on the grounds and put in for that with the Duke, which we might hear back from if the Civil War doesn't take priority. Suppose we ought to get you up to speed on what we've been doing. And we're going to have to try to make friends with the law the hard way. And Graham will explain the situation with trying to beg for leniency for Sathara.
All right, so you explain the going on, what you're looking for. Carter listens on. That's quite an issue there. All right. There's one possibility. So this Viderheim uses old clan law mixed with a bit of law brought in from Arwell. You can possibly go check out the library, look at some of the legal books, as they have been very thorough in recording both case law and other things that might help. And it would be good to check the books on clan law to see if perhaps there's something in there, as the Arwellan Empire would probably just chop off her head. So you won't find any leniency with them, but tribal law, on the other hand, might give you an out, and it would be a legal precedent they would have to follow.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's good to know.
But
Uh,
I'm not a lawyer. If you know a lawyer, possibly one who just walked out the door, maybe they could help.
I
yeah,
was just thinking about that.
we'll make an appointment to speak with him. We should announce to the Order of the Yard that we have her in our custody. And last time Graham did a history roll about the process for that, and that would be legit, right?
Yep. Yeah, so long as you're not.
Like harboring without. Yeah.
You have a little bit of leeway before you need to actually inform them.
Okay.
So, do you want to go look this up?
Might as well. Are the
Also, I think we have 4 manticore eggs. I was looking at the.
oh yeah, the shit we've acquired that we're gonna need to.
Somebody
We're
say
gonna build like an
omelet.
adventure down market economy. Any other stuff going on topside that we should know about?
I'm not sure, really. Winter kind of quiets things down a bit. But I know the bar's making profit. If you want to visit it and outfit it anyway, it's right across the street. My understanding is the boat you captured is in sailing condition. Needs to be outfitted a bit more if you're actually going to deal with any pirates.
Now's the season for it. Well, it's already in dock.
Well, I guess one thing is the Duke has put out a bounty on pirates, so if you kill or capture any, you'll be able to make a profit off of them.
Nice.
It's a list of names. You actually have to go catch the actual person or kill them. You not just grab a sailor off the sea and say they're a pirate and hang them. That's generally frowned upon.
Yeah, that's been tried a few times.
And also doesn't pay you anything, so it's really just a waste of your time. And is evil, but some people don't strictly respond to that whole argument.
Yeah.
But that's all I can offer now. I've been mostly napping in front of this fireplace.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, winter's long and rather cold up here, so. Oh yeah, and then there's probably more storms coming through soon, so expect that.
Good to know, especially if we're going to be trying to travel.
Yeah, we can get you some sleds if you want to go over land.
We might be able to start trying to magic our way from place to place with some of those sites we've connected.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. It'd save you a lot of time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
2 weeks of travel. So.
Might do us a couple favors if we have to deal with this civil war, and I suspect we're going to have to.
And on the other hand, the other thing to keep in mind is just linking the the various labs together. It would definitely allow transport between cities that are going to be useful to the Duke. I'm assuming that's the side you're supporting.
Yeah, I don't see myself supporting the other sumbitch.
So,
but
yeah, if you're able
the
to
Duke might even be interested if we can use that to surprise him with troop movements. But that's the kind of thing you only get to do once.
That's true. From what I remember you telling me earlier, they can only transport a few people at a time once a day. So you could sneak troops in, but you'd take a little while to kind of fit them all in one go.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 people at a time. Plus, apparently, an ostrich.
Oh, yeah, that's Charlie.
You know the ostriches that escaped got like a taste for meat, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, good.
We know.
Good.
It's been such a long time since we had Charlie. I forgot how we got Charlie.
I think we just
were being attacked by ostrich riding something. No, there were feral ostriches from the old Arwellan Empire in the woods.
Yep.
Okay.
and they tried to eat me.
They sure did.
And I rolled a lot of animal handling checks and a very improbable number of successes.
And then Charlie.
And then Charlie. Yeah.
Oh, kind of how like okay, that makes sense. Kind of like I won the horse race and I had no business winning. Also, thanks, Suggest, for getting Lucy disqualified on that too. Okay, so what's our plan? I'm assuming we're gonna check up the tribal law and anything.
Yeah, if we're able to get into record buildings and stuff tonight, I say tonight. I don't know if it's actually like night or not.
It's like midday.
Okay, so they might be open if they're not closed down, so we can go check that out, and we probably should.
I assume Sathara also wants to help.
Yep.
Sathara probably needs to lay low in the manor because she is a wanted fugitive.
She just, I'll head up to the. I'll get a room somewhere. I'll just stay here.
Okay.
She is. You see her kind of like she had a cloak pulled up over her head, the entirety of the way here.
Okay. It's all right. It's fine.
If you wind up hassled, give him my name, and have him speak with me. Ideally, we can prevent any nastiness before we have our case ready.
Well, since she's also under like our custody, she's also under custody of the Order of the Yard too. So that like she shouldn't be harassed.
Well, you as an agent, yes, but you would have to like officially like declare that or give her something, which we can do, but that might get us in trouble with Gale.
Can I do that, Mr. DM?
Make a history check.
In an official capacity where I will not get in trouble or get us in trouble. Let me see. History.
You don't know the specifics, but you know enough that you need to actually officially register her with the Order of the Yard to indicate that she is under your custody.
Okay.
So, Carter, I think we should prepare letters to the dwarves, the Duke, and the Order of the Yard regarding Sathara, but not send them out until we're ready to make our case. Does that sound right to you?
Sounds like a good idea. I can get Jackson to start penning them for you.
Appreciate that. I guess we'll head out and start doing some digging.
All right. And, well, the city is yours, I suppose. Probably got a lot of catching up to do while you're here.
Yeah, I need to cycle our wallets, so to speak.
Well, we're here if you need us.
Okay. Out of character, I've been hoarding to pay off the freaking things, so
Nice.
If you need me to help with anything, let me know.
Graham's been mostly covering travel expenses. Right now I've got 300 gold and change on me.
No, I've been hoarding.
Nice.
I've been helping you as I can, but I've been hoarding I don't want to be owing for life.
You don't want to get stuck with a subprime mortgage and cause the Viderheim economy to collapse.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to the library, I guess, to look this stuff up.
Or the Hall of Laws and Records, whatever.
Hall of Laws, Hall of Records.
Take me to Lawville.
All right. Well, we've been there before. It's like in the center of the town where there is like the city hall, the main library, various different things needed to actually have the bureaucracy of the city run. And it's not even that far from the sea tower itself.
Okay.
So you arrive in that kind of central plaza. You actually do pass the actual yard where the Order of the Yard is based.
Okay.
So that's a few blocks away. Sea Tower's a little bit further away, and yep, you are exactly where you're looking to. So the plaza's been somewhat cleared of snow. There's still a little bit around the edges. Most people are kind of bundled up. If there are any, you do not see as much foot traffic as you typically would expect. but there's still a decent amount of people out. Probably a few dozen.
So let's go in.
Okay.
I'll greet the person there and ask where we can get some material to brush up on tribal law with dwarves, right? Do we know the clan specifically, or like what like breakdown of this is? Like we're looking for it.
As you're talking to the librarian, there a kind of older half elf woman with some like thick glasses. She's kind of, well, we have law books down that way. Just head to the aisle there and take a left. The specific one you're looking for, I don't know. You'd have to probably look yourself or consult the lawyer.
Okay. Graham thinks he knows about what to look for. Can I make either history or investigation?
You would actually need both. You need a history check to understand what it is you're looking for, and then an investigation to actually go and find it throughout this like thick set of like books that are kind of just wall to wall.
You're doing the dwarves, right? The dwarven history.
Yeah, I think.
All right. I guess I'll do the order of the yard and see, like, since I probably know more about that.
Okay, I got a 17 for history.
Okay. With a 17, you understand that before Arwell and conquered Viderheim, it was a bunch of different tribes, and they would kind of all have different laws and had been, in essence, kind of using the laws ahead of time to kind of like take care of any legal issues, criminal or civil, before Viderheim came in and forced their set of laws upon them. So when they were eventually kicked out, the old tribal laws from the various groups, whether they be dwarves, orcs, humans, elves, whoever, were selected. The best ones were then codified into the actual Viderheim legal, in essence, canon.
Okay. Is Graham able to use that to search for where you can roll that investigate check?
Yes.
All right. Can I get some assistance on the investigate check? I roll with advantage.
Who would be helping you?
Otto?
Yeah, I shall assist the ever diligent Graham.
Okay. I will roll.
Okay, I've been playing too much Final Fantasy. Now you're getting.
Jesus. I don't suppose. Well, wow, no. That sucks.
You're able to find it, but it does take a lot longer than you're expecting. You spend about 2 hours looking for a book that might be able to help you before you finally find one tucked way in the back. It is a big, thick tome. It's covered in a layer of dust, and you're able to.
Is it like the legal version of the Great Book of Grudges?
It seems it codifies from what you can read on the cover, and it just says applications of tribal law among modern Viderheim legal scholarships.
Okay. Graham will begin searching.
Okay, you place this kind of like thick, fat, 1,000-page book down on a table and begin searching through. Fiffle, what are you doing?
Finish this enormous document from hell. So they are searching for historical documents on pirate dwarves and.
Yeah, I help Graham find it, and then I was planning to find one for the order of the yard.
Okay.
After we.
Yeah, we're building the legal case for not turning over Sathara to get executed for her crimes.
Okay. I don't know how I can help with that.
Fiffle, did you want to do any business in the city while they were out and doing legal research?
Yes. Piffle wants to investigate bathtub prices, ostrich feather lotion,
If you want to like take a look
human
at the
skin lotion for ostrich bites.
I was gonna tell you if you want to like scope out the tavern now and see if there's a spot you can start running a racket secretly. Go for that too.
Oh, didn't Piffle set up a network of street urchins at some point months ago?
Yep.
Yes, I remember this.
So Piffle is going to go collect street urchin. What are they supposed to be doing for me? Stealing things, finding information? I think I was paying them actually. So I'm gonna go pay them and see what information they've collected. Maybe it'll be useful to our legal case.
You might know
Or
a couple of like recurring criminals who got out with a lawyer who made our like tribal law cases.
yes, I will have my street urchins find me information on people who have gotten off of charges and how.
All right.
Street urchin network engage.
All right, Fiffle, give me an investigation roll to find your street urchins.
Okay. It might take. Piffle realizes he forgot to create a whistle of some kind to summon street urchins.
Your street urchin finger snap.
Street urchish.
What you do is you put an X in a window so they know to like come.
I broke that window you wanted, boss.
Well, Fiffle, it does take you the better part of about 3 hours to find these street urchins. But you eventually do find like some of the kids kind of like huddled around a small fire they built. As they see you approach, they go to start begging. And give me a perception check. You see two of them are begging in front. One kind of like goes around to the side and is attempting to pick your pocket, but you can see like he is still either new at it or maybe his fingers are numb, but he is not doing a great job of it.
Grab him by the collar and dangle him in front of the others. Except I probably can't pick him up because I'm a halfling.
Yeah, he's about your height.
I grab him by the collar and scold him. And then I say, let me show you how to do this correctly.
Okay.
And you dumb kid. And I'm like, stay right here. Watch the master at work. And I will wait for a passing mark and pick his pocket.
Okay. Give me a perception check to look for a passing mark. Okay. You see two people that walk by. One person looks like a mercenary type. He has weapons, armor. Looks like he is dressed less thick in furs as other people. Appears he's got a bit of a kind of sunburn on. Looks like he might have just stepped off a boat. But you do see he has a bag of coins kind of just like hanging off his belt.
Great place to keep a bag of coins, dumbass.
Nope, it's right next to his sword.
I will relieve him of that.
All right, give me a stealth roll to approach him silently.
He catches me, I will blame his own sword for cutting off his coin purse.
All right. He does not seem to notice you. The kind of cold wind in his face seems to be blinding him. You see his eyes are a little watery. He definitely does not notice you approaching. Give me a sleight of hand check to relieve him of his coinage. You do so quite adeptly, and you find yourself in possession of 10 silver coins and 2 gold coins.
Okay. I will pocket the 2 gold coins and distribute the silver coins amongst the street urchins.
The street urchins gather around.
And
nice
then
group of
I
about
will say to them, look, yous, if you want some more silver, then find out for me what criminals have been released from the courts uh, in the last few months, and who their lawyers were, and how they got let off.
Oh, okay. They kind of looked among themselves. Okay. Hey,
Yep.
didn't
Now look, I
you?
know it's pretty complicated, fellas, but I have faith in you. You may not know what a lawyer is. Let me explain.
We know what a lawyer is.
Oh, okay, all right. And I know you know what a criminal is,
Yep.
and you probably know who gets picked up and who shows up again. So I think with this you can find out these things.
Didn't you? You look familiar. Did you like hire us like a month or so ago?
Yeah, that's why I'm here talking to you now.
Oh, okay.
Bob shakes his head. Damn kids.
We thought you'd be showing up more frequently, is all.
Ah, yes, I had a brief sojourn in the Underdark.
I don't know what that is.
Piffle hands them a skin of mushroom wine.
Oh God.
They take a swig, like, woo, this really warms you up.
The
They
CIA
kinda-
introduces crack cocaine to the ghetto.
Go slow on that.
these like
But this is what I found underground.
these 10 to 13-year-old children start passing around a skin of wine and just like drinking a bit of it. And as they do so, their eyes start to go wide as they begin to kind of start to experience the more psychedelic effects of the mushroom wine.
Uh-huh. All right, off you go, lads. Find that information.
Most of them seem more enamored with looking at their hands.
That's fine. So I gave them their mission before I gave them that.
You get the wineskin back. There's like about maybe a swig or two left in the bottom of it.
That's enough for an afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're smart kids. They'll be fine.
Narrator. We're not
I'm sure this will help them in their mission. Eventually. He'll check on them in a couple days.
All right then. We will leave Fiffle having given children drugs to go back to Graham and Otto. Otto, what is it that you wish to do?
So while Graham is going through ancient dwarven ancestral stuff, I will look through more modern, like Order of the Yard cases of leniency in this case.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yep, you can find the book as it is more modern.
Yep.
So you find a number of different books indicating Order of the Yard, case law, and rulings that you could use. So go ahead and give me an investigation roll to try and find what you're looking for. All right. Yeah, searching through, cases of leniency are very few and far between. There's a number of cases that involve people getting their heads chopped off, murderers, pirates, arsonists, all those people have been publicly executed by axe, with a number having been done by Sir Gale himself. Other people, such as thieves, tax cheats, just general brigands, have been arrested and sent to the Rock, where they will be doing hard labor until they have completed their sentence. Leniency is generally something you're not finding a tremendous amount of, unless the person in question is a child, in which case they are given some leniency and merely sent to an orphanage.
do any of these cases fit Zathara specifically a little closer than the others?
There's an older case from about probably like 30 years ago, you would say, where somebody was a grave robber who accidentally killed an Order of the Yard member, by running them over with a horse-drawn wagon in an attempt to escape. Upon their capture, they were beheaded.
I have this look of like disbelief as like, I hope you have better luck, Graham, because this isn't good on this side.
Hmm. Does Graham have any luck, or should I roll some investigate about that?
Please roll and investigate about it. All right.
Zach.
Graham, looking
Can I
over.
help? Oh, hold up. Can I help him now that I finished mine?
Well, it took you a few hours to go through it. I mean, if you would like, you'd be kind of pushing towards the end of the like day where the library is about to close.
Yeah, I mean, if I can help him, I will help him. That's your call.
I would say you and Graham are doing your own separate research at the same time. So
Okay.
that 14, Graham, the tribal law is a little more fluid, would be a perhaps nicer way to put it. But what it would be is you do find a number of cases where tribal law was utilized, indicating that murderers had to pay a blood fine, where that would be given to the family. Generally speaking, that would not be done for official members of the government, like an Order of the Yard member would be. But there is a number of cases for people also serving as servants until they have completed a period of 11 years for any member, for the families they've accidentally killed members of, mostly so that they can kind of do the work that the family member had been doing before, so that the person they killed's family wouldn't starve. So you have two avenues of paying the blood fine or doing these.
Does it indicate what the blood fine would be?
It would be based upon the importance of the person, in essence. So a fully grown adult, you would have to pay about 3 years worth of income. It is listed in kind of bags of flour, which doesn't translate super great to the modern day. You do see a number of notes indicating that they probably would do something to the effect of about 1,000 gold for a full adult for a blood fine.
Okay.
The period of 1,000 years, or the 11 years, not 1,000 years, the service would be something that could also be done for people who cannot afford the blood fine, even if it is, almost 4 times as long of a work process. But
Okay.
so
Graham
yeah.
thinks he might be able to construct a case including the Order of the Yard, the dwarves who put out the hit on her, and invoking the Church of Eidos to act in accordance with clan law, and we'll begin trying to put together a letter in his head as we presumably run out of open hours and have to go back home or do something else.
Okay. But yeah, you were able to find that information, giving you a little bit of an avenue to approach from.
Okay.
I will provide whatever information that I got that might help Graham.
Yeah. Now, Graham, the other thing you notice, though, is that these case laws have not been successfully applied for at least 80 years. It's not impossible, but it's not something that has succeeded within a more recent time frame.
Okay, that's reasonable. Well, okay. Does Graham know, like, as far as making a claim to his own religion and its asserting its place in a crime against the dead, can I make a religion check for that argument?
Yes, you can.
Nice.
All right. Well, Graham, your religiously legal mind is absolutely sharp. Church of Eidos for grave robbing, generally a pretty rough crime. For purposes of avoiding starving to death, generally a little more leniency there. You know that the Church of Eidos doesn't have a tremendous presence within Viderheim itself, but they do have a small presence. You could make claims of religious sanctuary, requesting leniency, possibly connecting the service of a 11-year period to serving the Church of Eidos to make up for the issue. That would possibly cover the grave robbing if the clans would agree to it. You would still need to then deal with the actual more serious charge of manslaughter.
Okay. So Graham thinks his approach might work, especially if we might be able to do a little political sneaky here, if we need to, which would hinge on seeing the Duke and finding out if Graham's permits for making a holy place of Eidos official got concluded yet.
Okay.
Which, any way to check word on that, or would that be when we meet with the Duke and deal with whatever he needs from us first?
You know enough that that would have to be processed at the Sea Tower.
Okay. Do we want to get everybody together and go to the Sea Tower? Do we want to try to deal with bookkeeping, which I have to admit I don't have the brains for right now? I'm very tired.
To the Sea Tower.
Sea Tower, bookkeeping's later.
All right.
Bookkeeping, schmuckkeeping.
Well, Fiffle, having met up with the urchins, has made his way back to you. By the time you leave the library, it is dark. Dark, dark, dark. It is. The sun has dipped way below the horizon, and there are some lights that have been lit up on the street to give a little bit of just glow so people can navigate.
That reminds me, can I have grabbed, before we left Windsong Manor, one of my spare infinite ever-burning candles to replace the one that I lost underground?
Yes.
Hooray! Graham happily puts that back on his big wide hat.
Yeah.
Just looks very happy.
Doesn't change things materially, so that's fine. So yes, you have your nice burning candle upon your head. All right. Well, with the street kind of just dark, empty, very cold, with a kind of harsh wind blowing through the streets, most people have vacated the actual streets themselves. You do see that there is a number of taverns where there is light and noise as people are drinking, singing. A few, mostly guards, city guards themselves, just on the streets, kind of patrolling around. But for the most part, you don't really encounter anybody.
Okay.
And so you're heading to the Sea Tower?
Yep.
Okay. As you approach the Sea Tower, you see the familiar curtain wall around it. The gate very somewhat reminds you of your dream you had, but for the most part, it is as you remember it when you visited previously. There are some guards. Yeah, there are some guards out front. As they see you approach, they kind of put out a hand. Oh, Sea Tower's closed until tomorrow morning.
Ah, damn. We have an anytime invitation, but I assume can't do business if no one's there. So might be best to come back tomorrow. Graham will show them the letter.
Yeah, they take a look. Well, this isn't anytime letter. I mean, the Duke lives in the Sea Tower, but I don't know what he's doing currently. But it would give you access.
Between you and me, do you know how urgent his wish to speak with us might be, given the war ribbon?
He didn't send you use a message spell?
I don't believe so.
Then it's probably not vitally important.
Best not to disturb him after hours, then.
Well, we'll be open tomorrow. But if it was tremendously urgent, we would be able to let you in.
Okay. I don't think it is. But, all right, I guess we will see the Duke tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Y'all stay warm out here.
Thank you. Have a good evening as well.
All right, plan B, what do we want to do? Do we have stuff to offload to merchants?
Yes.
We can talk to, yeah, we do, and we also need to talk to, what's his face?
Sweet, what's his face?
You always gotta love sweet, what's his face? The Manicore eggs. The
Stone Snout?
Yeah.
Okay. That's in the merchant district.
Yeah, apparently we have 4. Wouldn't it be great to just have 2 Manticore guards outside the?
Do you know how the care and feeding of a manticore would go? Because my prediction is, you ever see somebody walk a dog that they clearly would not be able to control if it went fucking crazy?
Well, this is exactly what I foresee. We have 2 huge Manticore guards like sitting on pillars, and like somebody walks by and just gets eaten.
I feel like the city might frown on that.
Yeah. That's how we execute criminals. You go see the crossblades.
Just I'm imagining Gale looking at 2 applications crossing his desk at the same time, one begging for mercy for a criminal, and the other begging to be able to feed them to be fucking manticores.
He's like, I don't want to feed them to the Manticore because public executions bring so much to this to the city. Is like it brings the people together.
It's our tourism industry. Ow, fuck.
Oh yeah, we also have Mithril now. I forgot.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that thing on processed mithril. I think we gave that to somebody, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't believe you did.
We spent like a whole session getting that Mithril. We better not have given it away.
Not like giving it away, but like giving it to make something out of, but maybe not. I might be thinking of something else. I think we might have had a chunk of adamantine at some point. I can't remember. I'm very tired. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I guess we can go see if Stone Snouts is open.
Yeah, let's go see Stoner Snout.
Oh,
All right.
Scott Bakula.
Okay, so that's at the Merchant District.
Yep.
You're able to make your way there. You find the rather familiar kind of just black stone with the blacked out windows, no sign on it. The door does appear to be open. You do see a little light leaking through from underneath, so somebody's still inside.
Time to go see your excited keeper.
Let's head on in.
Okay. As you head in, the little bell rings. You see the familiar satyr woman at the counter. She sees you. Hello! Good to see you all. Haven't seen you in a while.
Howdy.
Good. You've been gone a long time.
Yeah. How you been?
Good. We've been expanding to different cities. Pretty swell,
yeah?
huh?
We did. Yeah, we did actually see that somewhere. Was it Tolva actually?
Yeah. Yeah, my sister's there. She's taking care of that fun. She's a real bundle of joy, right?
Out of character, wasn't she just so like
Yes.
dead inside?
Super
Yes.
unimpressed with everything.
Yeah.
Raven Teen Titans.
Yep.
It's like yeah, but we think you might have just more enthusiasm than her though.
You haven't gotten the real know her yet. Anyway, what can I do for you? Do you want some magic items?
We might have a thing or two that Professor Stone Snout might be interested in.
Oh, I'll go get them then.
So we have the magical tablets. It looks like, right? Old Arwellan tablets with formula. It's an unsorted, and underneath 4 manticore eggs.
Yeah, I'm looking for the resource dock. There we go.
Okay. She goes, kind of sticks her head in the back. Professor, there's visitors for you. Very shortly, the small kobold with the top hat, monocle, the very fine suit comes out. He has a little cane in his hand. A pleasure to see you all again. It's been quite some time, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Good evening.
Good evening. We were about to close up. You were lucky to make it by before we did. Is there any business we can attend to?
We might have a couple things that might catch your eye, including some manticore eggs.
Manticore eggs are a interesting item. I'd be perhaps willing to discuss
Make an
their
omelet out of them.
purchase.
Don't keep stopping me.
An omelet, I fear, would be a little, perhaps wasteful for such uncommon items. Really, the object of question would be to hatch a manticore. have it lay the eggs and turn those into the omelets.
Wow, this guy's next level, Graham.
Of course, the proper care and hatching of a manticore egg is a more in-depth process, best left to a specialist such as myself.
You didn't eat them, right, Hank?
Ah,
Is there such a thing as a dwarf manticore?
I don't think so. That'd be kind of cool, but no.
A Dwantic core.
well, you see, there is a way you do it. You simply select the manticore that is smaller from each of the clutch of eggs, and you breed them with smaller and smaller ones until you can get a small household-sized manticore. They do have minor breathing problems, however.
Pug manticores. That's amazing.
Anyway,
You're
well,
right.
Bag has apparently pulled out the 4 eggs and a tricorn pirate hat of some measure.
Oh yeah, that's his hat. He likes it. Right, Hank?
Yeah, I'm a pirate. Hey, by the way, we're gonna go get that treasure, right?
Oh yeah, but
Yep, that's the plan, Hank. You're gonna be a real pirate soon.
That's wonderful.
Nope.
And then we'll eat pirates, right?
I mean,
Possibly.
You know what? Any pirate that gets in the way, you can eat their hands.
chance is
Alright.
low, but never zero.
Low chance, you say? These eggs are going back in. Oh, you just
Non-zero.
Alright, Graham, here's your stupid eggs. He just like plops them in your hand with his pseudopod.
Thank
They
you,
are a
Hank.
little sticky.
Anyway,
I just sucked on it a little. It's fine. Don't worry, Graham. It gets the bacteria off.
All right.
You don't know about that yet. My dad figured it out. Don't worry about
bacteria
it.
knowledge. Well, Professor, alive and unspoiled, and yours for the taking. If we could start talking about an offer.
Ah, yes, kept warm inside your bag. Wonderful. These eggs, I'd be willing to take them off your hands for a wonderful sum of 50 gold apiece. That's the best price I think you could find here.
I'm
want-
assuming he's not lying, but at the same time, would Graham be
Okay.
able to figure out if that's accurate or not?
Yeah. How would you like to go about doing it?
Maybe history for like weird esoterica shops and what things sell for.
Okay. Give me 2 rolls. Give me
Okay.
both a history check and arcana check.
All right, Arcana, I am going to be useless at 17 and
Okay.
8.
Okay, so you like trying to remember the historic price of eggs like these. 50 is maybe a little lower than they sometimes go for, but is generally an accepted price.
Can I insight that based off of how rare they are too?
Yeah, go ahead.
You
Yeah,
just,
you're
you
like,
guys just don't want us to prosper.
I mean,
I mean, we
honestly,
got-
like he's probably giving you a really good deal, Otto. Like, if anything, they probably, if he said 40, it'd be a good price.
All right, I suppose we have a deal. Graham will hand them over and collect 200 gold for the fund.
To my assistant, please. I don't get my claws involved in the more sticky situations.
Understandable.
You hand over these kind of slime-covered eggs over to the assistant, who just gingerly takes them and like puts them in like a little straw-filled box. Thank you.
I'll help her put them in there so she doesn't get kicked
She
out.
like
from them.
wipes her hand on like the counter. Yeah. Wonderful.
Do we have anything else? I don't remember.
We do have the Orwellan tablets with the magical formula.
Yeah.
That might be of value to him.
Interesting. And these tablets, what perhaps do they reveal?
Did we discern that? I can't remember.
I do not believe you did.
Well, let's take a look together. I can read Old Orwell, and Graham will produce the tablets and look them over.
This may take a little bit of time, Sir Graham. Perhaps leave them with me. We already have a working relationship. If I discern that it's something I may be more interested in, we'll discuss a price then.
Okay. Can I insight that to see if he would just like copy all the stuff off of them and then not need them/us anymore, or if he would actually honor that?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight.
That's better.
Get the feeling he's a rather cutthroat businessman, but he would. You don't suspect he would probably like try and get one over on you in that case.
Okay. Probably better for a working relationship and more money over time to be good with us.
He's already made a rather decent profit off of you, and it looks like he's rather interested in maintaining that relationship.
Okay. Well, that sounds good to me. And likewise, if there's anything of interest to us,
I do actually have a rather unique piece that came in just the other day off of a ship. It was discovered in an ancient ruin, and I haven't really had time to discern much about it, but it is a beautiful piece of plate mail that has shown some rather unique attributes to it. If you would be interested, I'd be willing to part with it. I couldn't tell you terribly much about it, but it would be a more interesting idea if you wished to utilize it.
maybe once we. Oh, here we go.
What does this? So he doesn't know, out of curiosity, he doesn't know the properties of it yet?
Oh, I've been able to discern it will provide a little bit of extra protection to you for more so than regular plate, and give a little bit of a resistance to other certain damages you might face. Necrotic, poison, even psychic damage. But the remainder of it I could not say for sure, as I'm still ascertaining its various attributes.
Well, it sounds like a pretty piece if it does all that.
Oh, yes. The plate itself is a more interesting and older design. I have never encountered it before. The people who delivered it to me had purchased it from a series of adventurers who were reluctant to relive its acquisition.
Hmm.
Yes, a bit suspicious, I understand, but as I do not understand what it is entirely, I may be able to give you a discount on it. If it does even more than what I've previously revealed, I may unfortunately have to sell it for a much higher price.
Well, we'll keep that in mind. We've got some payments to collect and part out, and maybe between all those, we'll have enough for a magic suit of plate.
Please, but don't take too much time. This is a more interesting puzzle for me, so I've been making sure when I have a chance to start to keep my investigations up.
Of course.
Yes. Well then, do you have any further business for me?
Do we? Well, let me look at my own personal inventory. I have a glass locket, a 1,000-page abyssal journal, which I think was the Minotaur's. We've got the unrefined mithril.
Mithril, you say? I have access to certain smiths who deal with the metal. If you're interested, I could perhaps, for a slight finder's fee, get you in touch with them, and they'd be able to work the metal for you. It does require a special hand, and as well as certain magical tools and incantations to really work the metal there. But we'd be able to refine it into whatever shape you so desire. Swords, sickles, hammers, perhaps a suit of armor.
Could be worth doing. Do we know what we would want to make out of it? It's 15 pounds of unrefined mithril.
Oh, I know. A bathtub.
Could be done, yes.
I'm just picturing that we're playing Terraria and we just like, we should make a weapon with this mithril, but I like the bathtub idea way better.
I could make.
I'll just picture Piffle in like the basement with just like nothing else there is nice. There's just a gleaming mithril bathtub as he pours water over his head.
At last, my goal is met.
Uh,
Well, wonderful thing about mithril is it would be such a fine, lightweight material. We'd be able to make quite an excellent bathtub, and you would be able to be maneuvered by one person by themselves, although the bulk of it would be a more difficult situation.
Good to know. Something to think about.
I must say, I don't think I've ever heard of someone turning mithril into a bathtub, the most decadent idea behind it. Are you sure you're not secretly a halfling emperor? It has a most certain ring to it.
I am not sure. Piffle winks.
Either way, I have the contacts, and I will be able to help you get in touch with them. But yes, if you have anything else, please, I will be here shortly for a bit longer. But afterwards, I have a rather lovely date with a rather lovely elven woman, and I would hate to be late to that.
Well, congratulations.
Why, thank you.
I don't remember much about that glass locket, only that I got one. Do you remember anything about a glass locket, Ian?
I do not believe it was magic. I believe it was decorative only.
Gotcha. Then I don't think I've got anything else.
do we have any dragon head scales left? I don't remember.
I don't think they're on the... Oh, wait. Here we go. We do have dragon scales and the dragon head. I think. I don't think we finished getting rid of those unless...
And then we also have the Spirit Weaver's spell book that I have. I don't know if it's of value to Mr. Stone Snout.
Oh, I don't deal with spell books, but I thank you for the offer.
Okay.
However, if you have dragon scales, I could do quite a number of things with that. Once again, I would have to send it to a specific person, but they could form it into a very fine set of armor. What kind of a dragon was it?
I believe it was a green dragon.
Green dragon.
Ah. Yes, I could possibly turn that into some sort of a scale mail. That's a pun.
I like it.
Now, for someone wearing a heavier armor, it might not necessarily work so much for you, but for anyone wearing a more medium armor, it would be a very fine, flexible form. I'd have to see what specialties they could work with it. I could also perhaps turn it into a dragonhide belt.
Out of character, what would that do?
It is better for monks,
Okay.
by which, yeah, I mean, it is only really good for monks. But you
Okay.
can sell
Not
it.
like a cloak or a cape.
Let me see. I'll check with some of my contacts and see what we could perhaps create for you. Something wonderful, I imagine.
Here's a possibility. Perhaps if we get in contact with your metalsmith for the mithril, for the finder's fee, perhaps providing the materials which might have some excess on the dragon scale could even the scales on that exchange? Because
Yes.
collecting dragon scales is surely the hardest part of the whole affair.
I'll tell you what. For a single finder's fee, I will take the knowledge of your dragon scales and your mithril to a single person who deals with both, and I'll see what options they have available for you. I'm sure we can think of something wonderful that would be appealing to you. Come back in 2 days' time, and I will have that information for you.
All right. And how much will your finder's fee be?
Oh, it's funny. I was thinking maybe 100 gold.
You know what? Done. Graham isn't going to haggle. Just give him 100 gold.
Yep.
Why, thank you. To my assistant, please. Once again, I mustn't dirty my claws before my evening. I have
Okay.
to keep everything nice and pressed and clean, you see. Freshly laundered cobalt clothing as a more difficult process.
Terrifying. Graham will give the assistant the 100 gold.
She takes the gold and she puts it into a locked box. Thank you.
Likewise. Okay. Let me write down. Okay. I'm just going to put down that we paid the finder's fee on the mithril and on the
Dragon tails.
dragon scales.
And you put the 200 gold into the pot.
Yeah, it's in the. I added it to the unsorted money.
Okay.
It's on 958. It was 758 plus 200. And where is the damn 15 pounds? Oh, right, it's on my inventory sheet. Let me just add that to this. Okay.
Wonderful. Well then, if you have no further business here, I will see you in 2 days' time, and we will continue our business together.
Sounds good. Have fun on your date.
Why, thank you. I think I will. Very well then. I bid you all a fair evening.
Likewise. You'll have a good night now.
The door opens up. You see a kind of black carriage pull up. Like the door opens. You can see inside is the kind of crimson velvet on the floor and the seats. A tall, lovely elven woman is sitting inside with a very fine silk robe on. Professor Stone Snout steps inside. The door closes and it just like takes off.
Well,
I'm gonna turn to Graham and say, if Kaido was here, he probably would have fell.
yeah. Yeah.
Also, I feel like taking a risk on that plate, it might be worth it.
Might be. So,
Like the plate, then we could use the mithril for one of you guys, the scale mail for you guys. You know.
Yeah. So we left the tablets with him. All right, we worked with the scales. We also had the dragon head, which maybe we could turn to a helmet or some shit.
Yeah. Very nice.
All right.
Guess we could part out our money when we get back home before we go out the next day.
Yep.
Graham should see if his payments for crossblade stuff are tax deductible or not.
Well, Graham, crossblades don't pay taxes, so no, not really.
Oh, he doesn't even pay personal taxes? Damn, we got a good deal.
You sure did.
No wonder they want us to die out so they can stop honoring that.
Well,
Yeah,
it
we just
was
keep
like
coming
that for
back.
like 70 years, so
Yeah,
you know.
we just keep coming back and we keep expanding and so
The government.
is Carter Webb actually trying to expand the guild, or is he just maintaining and weird like doing the expansions?
All right, so this is from a while ago, but Carter Webb was basically the last member of the Crossblades in Viderheim, and like every other member died when the pirate admiral attacked the city like 70 years ago, and he was like 16 at the time. So he's only been like basically living in the manor house and maintaining it to the best of his ability and utilizing the benefits that come with being a Crossblade member that have never been revoked.
So he's basically just maintaining and living the high life as best he can right now. Maybe it's
Well,
time
I,
that
I
we.
wouldn't say living the high life.
Yeah.
The manor was
Well,
a
he's living
leaky
a high
piece of
life
shit
now
till
that
we
we're
came back
back.
and restored it.
But I feel like he should probably maybe start expanding operations. He is supposed to be working on a Tolva chapter now, right?
yeah. Yep, you can have him take care of that.
Yeah. Let's have him take care of that. Expand if we need to. I can give him some startup capital for that if he needs.
Yeah. So why don't we divvy stuff up? We've got, in theory, just over 1,000 gold to part out. So it was. Are we dividing it 4 ways or 3 ways at this point?
I have no clue. I
5
don't know.
ways or X ways?
I would just
Like-
leave it in the pot for the time being.
Yeah, that I
Alright.
would until we find out what's going on.
Then we finished repairing the ship, so I can green that one out. Did we ever replace the founder statue during the restoration of the grounds?
I believe you did, yes.
Okay, green light that one. The groundkeeping on Windsong has been ongoing, so I'm going to mark that one as done.
Mhm.
And plus, we're not really going to be doing a lot of landscaping in winter. We could expand the stable, but I don't think we've expanded it yet. It's still kind of a small one.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. I guess I can take a look at my tavern and see where would Jimmy and Jackson be the good ones to talk to about this, about like how to bring more income, like where we can change. I guess we can have Fern educate them about like better cooking meals. You'll just assume she comes and helps me. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, Jimmy and Jackson have been, in essence, acting as the managers and have
Yep.
hired staff. So, if you wanted to run anything for the tavern, it would just go through them.
Yeah, okay. I would ask them like what do they feel needs to be changed or whatever they need to make it more successful. Here's a bunch of drink recipes we got from the Underdark that you can kind of finagle into the menu.
They,
Step 1, have a maggot that lactates beer.
They
was
look
like-
through the recipes and they're like, a lot of this is not exactly the resources here are not easy to source. Otto.
I know.
Uh,
I thought that we had like found like alternative ways to like get it done, but also like a little trade agreement at some point. We can share that with them.
I mean, we can run like if this stuff is from like Talva or like this beer lactating worm.
It's from under Tolva.
Okay. So
And
the short way goes by Drindir, which ain't gonna work, and then the long way to Talva is also not gonna work, especially in winter.
The gang learns about supply lines.
yeah, I was just like, if you find ways to make this work, these are like recipes.
I mean, you could probably increase your revenue if you found a way to get exports from northern Viderheim down south that the war would make difficult to get.
Yep.
Basically, equivalent to bootlegging.
Yeah, if you guys can figure that out.
So, overland, you got the Civil War going on, where armies are camped out for the winter, but they got swords and spears. So that's not gonna work. And pirates are like all over the coast right now. So most trade along the coast of Viderheim is been shut down, and trade from outside Viderheim has been shut down as well. I mean, hell,
Sounds
the
like
Viderheim Navy is basically stuck dealing with Zadora, making sure they don't start raiding our ships.
maybe some trade protection might be our next arc.
I'll tell you what, kill all the pirates and stop the Civil War, and we can get your tavern a few extra kind of beers on tap.
That is the most RPG side quest shit I've ever heard. Stop
Yeah.
a war and your tavern options shall improve.
It's amazing. 10 out of 10.
In the meantime, I maybe can grow these mushrooms you are talking about. I mean, maybe we can grow them in the
Didn't we
basement.
get? I thought we brought some some
Well,
of
yeah,
the
that would
stuff.
be how you grow them.
Yeah.
Recruiting bodies.
We have
You
a
have to
basement
have a
down
s-
here that could emulate these conditions.
No,
Oh, we did.
but we have a basement, and we can make it so it can emulate the conditions. These mushrooms, I feel like, would need to grow somewhere kind of warm and damp, and the basement is cool and dry.
How or what will we need to do to make it warm and damp if we were to like section off a small
build some sort of
portion?
greenhouse
Take
on the
advantage
lot.
of this cold and dry and use it as like a meat locker and grow mushrooms someplace else.
I mean, like a word day would work.
As
Uh,
as a halfling, I feel like I have expertise in this matter.
Listen to this man. He's
I will create you a hole in the ground and help you make it warm and damp.
Okay. Well, I was thinking we could get like maybe a fire down there, or like something warm that also emanates, like we get like water boil, so it like puts out some steam in the area. That would get it warm and damp. We definitely get definitely get mushrooms and mold down there.
I'm thinking, is there insurance in freaking
Yes,
Peter?
yes, there is.
We're gonna need insurance here. Okay. Nah. I trust Biffle and doing this.
All right. Well, anyway, if we can get to Talva, maybe we can make a deal with those guys you were telling us about who are like in that weird lab area. I guess they had like a bunch of those worms.
Yep.
And maybe we can get like a baby one and grow it,
Yes.
and then we'll feed it.
Whatever you feed it.
We can feed it the mushrooms.
Yeah.
That would change its output.
Yeah. So well,
Yeah.
that'll be. I guess that's their long-term like plan to diversify. Super secret beer recipe. Don't ask about it. And
This is slowly approaching like graveyard keeper levels of weird.
Well,
I'm not complaining, mind you.
these things happen, and we.
My understanding is we can get from Vaxval to Talva super quick using your Farcaster thing that you were telling us about.
Yep. Once a day, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So maybe we could go do that. I mean, I'm sure the Duke is probably going to want to like transfer stuff between Vaxval and Talva super quick, but maybe we could get it like a.
Well, get
pencil
in on supply runs, and we could make ourselves a part of the Duke's effort with that. That'll
Well,
I
give
feel
us
like
a little
we'll.
more standing.
Yeah, I feel like we'll get a preferential treatment on that because we kind of that'll also help their supply lines with the Civil War.
yeah. So
We'll bring that up to when we see the Duke.
yeah, get in good with them. Seriously, just promise them anything, and you can probably get a lot more done. But anyway, it's the bar with these kind of exotic recipes. I suppose we could definitely outline the bar as some sort of a very
Adventurer clientele.
yeah. I was thinking maybe something it offers like unique drinks that no other bar has. It would definitely
Yeah.
attract like. I mean, we're somewhat close to the docks. If we can get more visitors in here, like people visiting, probably like it a lot. I mean, heck, we
What
could even
about-
get guys from like North Viderheim.
What about gambling? Is there like make a little like gambling section.
Gambling's legal. We could maybe put that on the second floor. I mean, we were kind of keeping some rooms there for people to like bed down for, but maybe we
Yeah.
could cut off half the rooms for people staying, tear down some of the walls, turn the other half into like gambling parlor. Although I guess two like rooms you're trying to sleep next to next to a gambling den is generally not a great idea.
How much to like expand the first floor and do a gambling den over there?
You want to remodel the bar? Okay, well,
Just slightly.
we would probably need to knock out a wall, purchase all the resources, stone, wood, all that, mortar, get builders to come in. It probably cost you at least 1,200 gold to do all that. Because you also probably want to rush, right? Like you don't want to just shut the bar down after it just opened. You want them to take care of it in just a few days' time.
Yeah, I do not want to rush.
Yeah, we got.
Or I do want to rush, but yeah.
Yeah, we got they're the construction guild, the actual stonemasons. They can contract wizards who can move around the stone, but they ain't cheap. So. Okay, well, if you got 1,200 gold, or if you want, you can extend your, your mortgage.
Hmm?
Do you want to refinance your mortgage, Otto?
But you got such a good rate.
Yeah,
0%.
0%. I guess I could refinance it at 0%, right?
No,
But,
I think you would lose the 0%.
Can we just like temporarily? Can we use a downstairs for the gambling den for now?
Yeah, we could cut. If we remove half the tables where people would sit and drink, and then putting
I thought
gambling
we had a
den.
basement. I thought we had a basement.
Well, we're keeping the actual drinks down there, like the kegs of
Okay.
beer and all that. I mean, we could maybe put some stuff down there, but it's gonna be cramped.
Might be better to make it a better inn before you start making it an inn/gambling den.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep the status quo for now, but let's just plan for that in the future.
Yeah, you've already found your greatest foe yet, Otto. Square footage.
The final boss.
Buildings go up and they can go down. So.
Intimidate your building into expanding on its own. An awful shame if I used you for an insurance fraud.
I've heard of a house that did that one time. It was made of this old living wood. I think it was haunted. Wait, didn't you guys go there once?
I was about to say, that sounds familiar.
Anyway, theoretically, the house could be alive. If you make it right.
All right. So we'll just keep the status quo for now, but keep that plan in the back of the mind,
All right. We will keep that as a plan that may eventually occur.
Concepts of the plan. Okay.
All right. What would you guys like to do now?
Well, it's late and we can't really do much this evening, I don't think, so maybe just bed down.
Okay.
Unless there is other stuff and I'm not thinking of it.
Can't think of anything off.
Though I will say, I don't know if I've got the brain power to meet the Duke today.
I mean, we're at like the 145 mark. Do we want to play just a little bit longer and then have
Yeah, I
you meet
think
the
Duke is
next
tomorrow. Duke is tomorrow, next week.
Game? Okay.
Duke is definitely next week.
All right then.
I think we can all agree on that
Trying
one.
to think of other shit to take care of. Should probably start trying to save money on Graham. Just to get things.
You don't believe in saving money. I don't believe in saving money.
What is money? We just don't know.
Jackson Button. By the way, I had Jimmy go and check for your paperwork for approval for his shrine.
Oh,
That
yeah.
has been approved. You can
Awesome.
make a shrine here. So,
Well, that's something I can get started on, and that'll be mighty welcome, I feel, at least for folks like me. I
and
think it'll
they,
help Sathara as well.
I also had Jimmy go and get in contact with the shark, so we can. He's going to be in town a few more days. So if you want him as a lawyer, he's available.
How is he as a lawyer?
Can we get a report from the street urchins on his lawyering?
Oh well, we had some like drunk kids come by a little while ago. Well, I think they were hungover, but they had a report to deliver. The shark is. I know him by reputation. He's apparently a really good lawyer, just very cutthroat.
How many throats has he cut?
Personally, himself, 4. It gets a little hectic in the court sometimes.
Damn.
Oh, sounds good to me.
There's other lawyers we can get who are less cutthroat and less expensive, but they're not as good.
Right? That's a good measure of a lawyer. I
But
think.
the Pirate King had him on retainer for a reason. Now that he's dead, he's free agent.
How much is his fee if we wanted to keep him on retainer?
Well, we don't want to keep him on retainer. I would say pay him 200 gold, and he could probably argue in favor of Sathara to make sure she don't get.
I'll pay for that.
Thank you. All right.
I'm. You know what? You got me invested in having her saved and helping us at long term, so I will pay for that.
Cool. Yeah, we'll invite him over and we'll consult on our legal strategy and what research we've had, and maybe he can improve that with his own expertise.
All right then. And do you want me to send Jimmy over to the Order of the Yard and just let them know that Sathara is under your custody and make it official?
Should do, yeah. We're
Yep.
coming up on the end of the grace period there. Let me pen a letter to send, and maybe Otto can co-sign it or include his own.
Yep.
Okay. They're gonna want her to be, locked up, so we're gonna have to make sure she stays locked in the room. But don't ask me how I have this much information about the how they treat criminals. You don't want to know.
Is it because of prior criminal history?
Yes, it is because of prior criminal history. Thank you, Graham. That was very nice of you to bring it up after I asked you not to.
Relax. I don't care. I don't mind, and I'm not judging.
Yeah, pen that letter. I'll have Jimmy go out. He's been out and about today. Kids aren't in his keep.
Yeah. How much are we paying him? Because he's been at it for a while, and I don't want him to get
Jimmy's
resentful.
level 400 right now, Graham. He could slap you dead with his D like 18,500.
Well, since the bar's been making money and we're its managers, we've been, we're part of the overhead, so that's already factored in. So we are getting paid.
How about his work on behalf of the Crossblades?
I've got a few contacts here or there, a few jobs that we've been running that have been keeping us paid as well using this place. Nothing illegal.
Okay.
Mostly courier work, letter running.
Have we been looking at possibly expanding people to work here and run more jobs for you, to bring more income?
Well, if you're interested in expanding the actual guild, we can definitely set up in Talva, Kiran.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll set up in every big city in the Viderheim if we want. I mean,
Yeah, if we're gonna do a lot of work in Tova, especially with, the bar, tavern, maybe that's the first thing. What was it? The Magic Academy wanted to work together. Is that right?
All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
set up there. You could hire some adventurers.
Yep, and let's get the what is it with the cool kids saying on? Let's get this party started.
Sure. Yeah. I guess I don't know.
I don't
One
either.
more iron in the fire.
Let's expand our influence.
My understanding is there used to be guild halls throughout the different cities, but they're probably not what they used to be.
Maybe we could buy and renovate one.
That's not a bad idea.
Yep.
You know what would really pay for that work? Pirate treasure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're not wrong.
after this legal issue, I think that's the plan.
Yeah,
Alright.
there's not going to be a lot of overland motion we'll be able to make, so we might go privateering.
Also, your bag has been very adamant about,
Yeah.
piracy as of late.
Yeah,
wants-
he's
He
got
also
a
wants
dream.
eating hands from the pirates. He's gonna have so many.
He's
Hooks.
started calling himself Captain Hank.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have ambition.
I told him he needed a
Captain
last
Hank,
name. He's
the-
calling himself Captain Magic Bag.
Captain Hank Magic Bag, the most feared pirate in the seven seas. What do you think about that, Hank?
Yeah, I'm tired. He's
He's asleep.
he's
He's
asleep.
dreaming dreams of the high seas. Like the juice boxes.
I don't know what the bag thinks about, alright? I don't want to know what he thinks about. He weirds me out is all.
He weirded himself out, I think.
He's like Clarence from Penumbra.
Look, all I know is not only is it talk, it's actually rather arrogant.
I mean, he was made by a wizard.
Yeah, well. I guess. Anyway, I'm heading to bed for the night.
Seems like the move.
So I'll get Jimmy to send out any letter you want me to send out for nighttime. But I'm going to bed. So
All right.
I'll
Good
see
night.
you guys in the morning, and we'll deal with anything we need to there.
All right.
All right. So let us end for the week, and we will pick it up next time.
Hooray!